Hey folks, my name is Ben, and I just wanted to show you quickly how we were able to drive over $100,000 in new hot tub sales from only a $5,000 ad spend. And believe me, we're going to be looking to spend even more this year on this stuff. So if you don't know me yet, my name is Ben, and I own a pool and hot tub business up here in Manitoba, Canada. And I also happen to run a digital marketing agency. And so what I've been doing is going around looking at other retailers and figuring out what other people are doing. And some of it I use for myself as research, but there's a lot of things that I see people are not doing basic online marketing stuff to be able to bring people in the door and sell them hot tubs. So I'm looking to share some of that stuff with you right now. So I kind of get it. Like every day I get pitched by somebody who wants to spend my money to get more eyeballs on our business. But here's the problem. The problem with that is that eyeballs and clicks and impressions, those all sound great because after all, we do want more people looking at our business. But the problem with that is that those don't always necessarily turn into sales. And so the person who's advertising for you on your behalf will just put your ad in front of a bunch of people and think that they did their job. But really, you're left holding the bag because they're spending your money on something that may or may not work. And a lot of times they're just not able to track those things properly. So, I have not seen a lot of people out there willing to either guarantee results or be held accountable for the advertising they produce or get paid on performance. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I think it'd be actually funny, like do this as an experiment. If someone has been running ads for you, doesn't matter where it is, just ask them if they would like to only be paid for results and see what they say. Even if you offer them more money for a result than they would get otherwise, it'd be funny to hear some of the answers when you propose that to them. But anyway, eyeballs and clicks don't really matter. Sales do, right? So, but most of these folks who are doing this kind of advertising, they haven't ever sold a hot tub in their life for sure, and they've probably not sold a lot of things face to face. And so they either can't or won't produce buyers for you, people actually walking in the door. Because I've been talking to a lot of other hot tub retailers, and most of us feel that if we could just get someone in the door, then we kind of got them. Like we know what to do from there. It's just getting them in the door from online. That's the hard part. And so without a clear process to do that, eyeballs don't really matter. It doesn't matter how many people see your ad if they're not the right people and they're not responding to what you're offering. So really what it matters is what you offer, who you offer it to, and how you can help them with the hot tub buying process. That's what matters. So if you got a few minutes, I'd love to take you through the process we use to get a constant stream of people interested in buying hot tubs. And it really comes down to three key principles. And these are pretty similar principles to running a hot tub successfully. And that is flow, filtration, and circulation. Those are the most important parts. So let's talk about that a little bit, and then I can show you some examples of how we're doing this. So when it comes to the three steps, it's flow, filter, circulate. So flow means you always need a constant stream of people coming into your system, into your world. And you always need people who are willing to give their information in exchange for something. So having a forum where people can fill out their info. But what we want to do is make sure that we're offering something they really want. And so what do most hot tub ads like out there look like? They're always, a picture of an empty hot tub and it's, here's our special financing deal, jump on it right now. Or save $4,000 on a hot tub, sale ends Sunday, buy now. Or come check us out, we just got this new inventory in, buy, right? It's always trying to get people who are ready to buy right now to come in and buy, and that's great. We always want to do that when we're having a special sale or we're having something with a deadline where you really want them to take action now. But you can't do that all the time. You can't always be hammering people with that message. Because what would that feel like if someone just came to you and just every day just started hammering you with what you should do right now, and make you feel bad about not doing it right now because this is the best deal they're ever going to get and things like that. Like it turns a lot of people off, and it really only captures people who are ready to go right now. And that's who everyone pounces on. That's who all your competition is pouncing on. That's what the national brands are doing. That's what the manufacturers are doing. They're all trying to pounce on people ready to buy right now. But who is that leaving out? That's leaving out all the people who are just thinking about buying a hot tub and they're just not quite sure yet, or they're waiting for their next promotion or at work, or they're waiting till they get their next house because they're planning on moving in the next year or two. These are people who they like the idea of having a hot tub. They've kind of kicked it around. They're not really sure what they're looking for. They don't know how to buy a hot tub. They haven't done any research. And there's not a lot of people really helping those people through the process because they have a lot of questions. And so if you can offer them something that they really want, then you're going to get them into your world. And then it's a matter of the filter and circulate parts that we're going to talk about in a few minutes. So when it comes to flow, to get the flow going, you got to offer them something they really want. And so there's a couple of things that have been working really well for us. The first is some kind of content that's really going to get people interested in the buying process for hot tubs. Like they have a lot of questions, and so it's about answering their very first questions that they might have. So for example, it could be a pricing guide because most people don't know what a good hot tub costs. The hot tubs I sell in my business are anywhere from $7,000 to $15,000 and more, right? And not a lot of people know what a good hot tub is going to cost, what a quality hot tub will run them. And so if you can come up with a pricing guide of here are the different levels of hot tubs, and here's what you can expect when you pay this amount of money, and the features you're going to get, and if these things are important to you, this is what you can expect to pay. That's really valuable information for people. And if they'll give you their email address, then you can send them that info, and then you've got them on an email list that you can send them content to over and over again. The other thing that might work in that regard is like a buying guide. So a consumer friendly, it's not all about you and your hot tubs and why they should buy a hot tub from you. It's more about coming up with helpful content that's going to help them through the buying process. So things like electrical setup and where you can put a hot tub safely and what it costs to run a hot tub, and like a very consumer friendly guide. It could just be a PDF that you can send to people, and they're going to give you their email in exchange for that. And so that's like number one, option for getting people into your world. It's not necessarily the best performing because you always have to test these things and find out. But that's one thing that has gotten us some good leads. The other thing is offering some kind of gift card. And so what we do is in our showroom, and I don't know about yours, but in ours, we have it built into our pricing that we can knock $500 off our price and still be fine. In fact, we raised our sticker price in our showrooms so that we are able to have that little bit of wiggle room for what we call the grind in our business. There's always people trying to grind us down, right? So we figured, why not work with the grind rather than try to fight against it? So what we did is we raised our prices, and then now online we offer a $500 gift card toward any new hot tub. And you can put terms and conditions on it. You can tell them that if you're going to do an interest rate buy down on a financing plan, then you can't use it with that because it's going to cost us a lot of money to do that. Or it could be you can't use it on used tubs, or it has to be a new tub. Like, you put some conditions on it, but the point is that there's no expiry on this. They can come in, they can use it anytime they want, and you can't use it with like other special promotions, like whatever. You could term and condition it, but the point is, if someone is thinking about buying a hot tub and they see a gift card up for grabs, they're going to want to jump on that. And so you can send them that as a PDF as well. And it's a really powerful way to get some leads. So that's the flow part, right? It's about getting people into your world, into your system. And then after flow, we come to filter. And so what happens when we filter? Well, what we're doing is we're trying to identify right away and filter out the people who are ready to go right now. And so there are some very simple ways using email marketing to do that and to figure out who's ready to engage in a conversation, who's ready to start talking about buying a hot tub. And not everyone will be. There's only going to be a few of those people. So what we want to do is filter those people out and serve them right away so we can get them into their hot tub and have them enjoying their backyard as quickly as possible. Because there's always going to be a small portion of people who are hot and ready to go right now. And we want to capitalize on that. And the rest, we keep circulating, right? So we want to catch those people who are ready to buy right now with the filter. And then we want to make sure that we continue circulating everyone else. So the circulate part of this whole process is anyone who's not ready to go right now, we want to keep them moving. We want to keep them circulating through the system. And the way we do that is through really helpful email content. And so I signed up for like dozens of email lists from other retailers and manufacturers and stuff like that. And all the stuff I see is about like, here's why our hot tubs are the greatest. Here's the celebrity we have endorsing them. Here's, all the reasons you should buy a hot tub right now. And buy. We're the greatest, right? And it's just about trying to shout louder than everyone else. But no one out there, or very few people out there, are really trying to help people through the process. And so when you can send them helpful content that has some personality, some human element to it, so it doesn't just feel like an automated email that they're being hammered with all the time. It's about trying to help them and walk them through the buying process so that when they are ready to go, you're going to be the authority in your area. You're going to be the dominant choice in their minds when they're ready to go. And so you'll be the one they come to first. And as we all know, if you can get to people first when they come into your showroom, you probably got a great chance of making the sale, because people might shop around a little bit, but they're often going to buy in like the first or second place they go to. So if you can get people to see you as the authority in your area, who knows the most, who's the most helpful, who has the best personality, who they can relate to, then you're going to have a really easy time of getting people in the door. And that's the element that a lot of people are missing, right? So that's kind of like the filter part. And then the circulate part is just sending them that helpful content. And then every once in a while, checking the filter to see who's caught in there, who's ready to go right now. So those are like the main concepts behind this: flow, filter, circulate. So now let me show you a little bit about what we're working on. Hopefully this is going to work. So in terms of flow, now we've got people coming in with the $500 gift card offer. And you know what the funny thing is? Actually, let me just take a little sidebar here. The funny thing is that we get a lot of people signing up for this $500 gift card, but when people come in the showroom, they almost never bring it. Like, no one prints it out and brings it. Sometimes they don't even mention it. It's just the thing that got them interested in us and wanting to hear more from us. It's not even that offer that they're specifically caring that much about. It was just to get them into our world so that we could show them what we can really do and how we're going to take care of them. And then when they come in, a lot of times they don't even end up using the gift card. So, and often, like, to have integrity, we will, give them a bit of a deal if we know that they came through that system, but sometimes they don't even mention it. So, we've been running the $500 gift card ad. Lately, it's been working really well. We're getting some very inexpensive leads. Now, not all of them are going to be buying, and that's fine. That's okay. We've paid to acquire them once, and now we can send them content over and over again until they unsubscribe or they buy from us. And other than that, we can just leave them in the system. And that's fine. They'll just keep circulating until they're ready to go. Because a lot of times with a big ticket purchase like a hot tub, it can take some time. Like, there's only a very few select people who are done the research and they know they want a tub and they have a place to put it. They're going to come to you at some point, but it could be 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. So all we have to do is keep them engaged, keep them on the hook so that we're able to send them content over time. And so that's how we really convert those people, and instead of just trying to always go after buyers right now and expect them to just come in the showroom. So you can see how we're able to track exactly how much we're paying per form submission. And so that's something that's missing from a lot of online marketers for hot tubs, is that they're not actually figuring out to the penny how much they're spending to acquire leads and customers. And so that's how I was able to track how much we made from our ads last year. And so we spent about $5,000 on Facebook. I would have liked to spend more, but there were some factors in our business that prevented us from doing that. But I was able to see exactly who filled out that form. And then I was able to see who bought from us and match them up. And I matched at least $100,000 worth of sales. And that's not to mention people who saw the ads and just came in without filling out the form or signing up for anything. We had a lot of those too. I'm only including people who actually filled out our form and came through this system. And so we're actually able to track very easily who's coming through the system and what's happening to them. And so when they buy, then we know where they came from. And that's really, really important to know how to spend your marketing dollars more effectively. So basically, like, we're serving ads mostly to people 30 plus and married. I don't think we've had any single people buy hot tubs from us, and I don't think we've had anyone under 30 buy a hot tub from us. So we're just very specifically targeting those people. We're offering them the $500 gift card. We're having really good success with Instagram stories, with some video ads, some image ads. It's all working pretty well. We've even experimented with some YouTube stuff and seen some really good results there. So there's a lot of cool things you can do. And it doesn't have to be a platform that you like or enjoy. Like, I hate Instagram. I'm never on Instagram. I barely even have an account. But I realize that a lot of our buyers are on Instagram. And so I'm going to make the most of that ad platform to be able to get people into our system. And so I don't have to like or use or know anything about the platform to really make a lot of money from it. So that's one of the beauty things about this type of thing. So once they come through this system, then they enter our email sequence. So we're sending them helpful content. You'll see one of the first ones we send them is, what does a quality hot tub cost anyway? So we're pre-framing people on price. So we're letting them know exactly what they can expect when it comes to what makes a really good hot tub. And in that email, I say, a really good hot tub that's got a great warranty, that's going to last a long time. You have easy access to parts. You have someone who's ready to help you with any service needs, warranty issues, reputable dealer. You're looking to pay at least $7,000 to $11,000. And so now you're pre-framing people, right? And so anyone who was expecting to pay, $3,000 for a great hot tub, now they've completely switched and they've changed their mindset about it. And that's what we really want them to do, because now either they're going to say, well, that's more than I'm ever going to pay. I don't even care. Hot tub is never going to be worth more than that to me. So they're just going to unsubscribe. And that's fine. That's great. We don't want them in our system because they were never going to be a good buyer and they were going to waste our time anyway. But the people who, can afford that at some point, that they're going to now know anything they see that's less than that is going to be, they're going to know what to look for, and they're going to know what makes a quality hot tub. And so that's what we're doing with this whole sequence of emails, is we're pre-framing them to want to buy from us, because we're setting the buying criteria. Here's what you should look for in a hot tub, and we're always making sure that we're coming out just a little bit ahead of everyone else without seeming braggy or salesy or trying to pitch them too hard. It's more just like helpful consumer information, because we all believe that we sell the absolute best product, right? We believe that we're the best hot tub places in the area. Otherwise, you shouldn't be in business if you don't believe that you're the best. And so what we want to do is make sure that everyone knows we're the best in a very persuasive way without sounding like we're tooting our own horn or bragging too much. Because as soon as we do that, they're going to be turned away. They're going to be turned off by that. And it's just going to go back to everyone trying to shout louder than everyone else about how great they are, right? So we're sending people through these emails, and what we're doing is we're just trying to engage people in a conversation. Because if you're trying to get people to just magically show up in the showroom, that almost never happens. What always happens is some kind of conversation beforehand. You always want to warm people up, get them to know you a little bit, narrow down some of their choices, figure out exactly what they're looking for in a hot tub and why they want a hot tub and that kind of stuff. So what we want to do is make sure that we're treating them with respect and taking some time to figure out exactly what they're looking for, and so that we can help them. And then it's just a very natural way to get them in the showroom by saying, that's great, we have a few different options. Here are some of the different options. What I'd really recommend is that you come see them, because nobody ever buys a hot tub without seeing it and at least sitting in it, just to make sure that it's comfortable. So why don't you come by the showroom tomorrow? I'm available. I'm here from 9 to 5 or whatever, right? And so it's a very natural way to get people in the door. So we're always, in all of these emails, making sure that we give someone a reason to get started and a way to get started now. And so if they're not ready, that's great. They'll just ignore that part and they'll take the helpful content and they'll read it, and it'll kind of move them a little further along the buying process. Or they'll see that there's actually an action they can take. And if they are ready to go, if they do need a brochure, if they do want to talk to somebody, or if they do want to quote on a specific model, then they have a way to now do that. And so it's all just about getting people engaged in conversations. So as long as you're following this flow, filter, circulate, FFC model, then you're always going to have a consistent, steady stream of people who are ready to buy. And so this takes a lot of pressure off of having huge sales a few times a year. This will kind of be more of an evergreen approach where you're constantly trying to bring people in, even in down months. Like we're even selling in December and January, which are, at least here in Canada, typically pretty horrible months for selling hot tubs, but we certainly managed to sell a few using these methods, right? Just always kind of nurturing people and keeping them warm. So I hope that really helps. That's kind of like an overview of the whole system. So basically, we all know digital marketing is the future. And so basically, I've been talking to a lot of retailers, and as they start to get older and they realize that the world is moving into online, that they don't really have a very clear strategy on how to do that. Or maybe they are trying it, but they're just kind of trusting someone who is just getting their ad in front of a bunch of people, but they have no idea if it's working or not. And so basically, what I would like to do is test this system out with your business. I would love to see if I can get this going in your business. So what I've been doing is I've been going around and offering some kind of a pay-per-performance model. And I don't really see a lot of people doing this. So I think this is pretty unique in this space. So basically what happens is me and my team at the Digital Marketing Agency will pay to get new leads for you. We'll nurture them. We'll do this whole flow, filter, circulate process for you. And all you have to do is engage in conversations with warm prospects and sell them tubs. And this will also work for swim spas too. So I know I've been talking a lot about hot tubs, but we've been starting to see some success with swim spas as well. So basically what happens is we'll warm them up. All you have to do is close them. And you only pay for results. We will pay all of the marketing costs, all the advertising costs, all the costs in creating all the content and everything like that. All you have to do is pay for leads and sales. And so that's a much more risk-free model for you. But I think it would work a lot better long term. So if you would like me to test this out with you, I'd be happy to get on a 15-minute phone call. That's all we need to figure out if this is going to be a good fit or not, because I can't help everyone. But I would love to at least give this a shot with you and see if it'll work. So if that sounds good to you, please send me a message. Please reach out. My email is ben@hottubleads.com. You can find out a little bit more about me at hottubleads.com. And if you feel like someone else could benefit from this, please let them know about this video, and we can talk later. So anyway, I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll talk to you later.